tasting video for my Hazy Sour IPA. For those who didn't watch the first video, I'll link, or the brew day I should say, the making of, I'll link that in the description below. But essentially it was just, what do we got here? What do we got? German wheat, 57% of it. 2 row flaked oats, help the body. And then Lemonade stone fruit. 4 days in fermentation with dry hopping. And then right at the end of fermentation. Soured for 2 days, got down to 3.5. Boiled it, added the WP644, fermented it, and then dry hopped it with Lemonade and stone fruit. 4 days into fermentation, then again to the end of fermentation. It's hazy. I mean, with lactobacillus, they can create haze, some strains of it, some strains of bacteria, I should say. That was already kind of going to happen. A lot of sour beers seem to be hazy or are hazy, I think for that reason. I loaded up a ton of hops. That helps the polyphenols latching onto the proteins that create haze as well. The flaked oats can potentially create haze, although I think it's more the mouthfeel than anything in the body. The soluble fibers of the beta-glucans. So yeah, I dry hopped the heck out of this, and then I transferred into a keg. That was like a week ago, and this is the last glass. It just kicked as I was pouring it. So that's crazy. I never go through beer that fast. I brought it out to golfing yesterday with, in a growler, some buddies. Finished that off. So let's see what I think and give some honest answers. Obviously it's finished, so that's a good sign, but we don't know the details, do we? We don't know. Off the bat, the nose is just big grapefruit. I mean, massive citrus grapefruit. Grapefruit in particular. That was what my buddies were getting to. Just a huge waft of grapefruit. And a little orange. Not much fruit though. Just big citrus bomb on the nose. It's unbelievable how good this is. The sour level is perfect. I thought for a second it could be a little more sour, but in hindsight, I don't think it should. I think it's good as is. 3.5 is the pH. Yeah, the fact that it is this good at 3.5 is great. I think it can maybe be a little hoppier, but I mean, we're talking a fraction. Let's see, the IBUs were 60, going for 60 on the beer smith program, but because I steeped so low, like 150 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 IBUs probably are extracted, maybe less, maybe closer to 20, and just a big amount of flavor. Like you probably steep closer to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Throw a little more bitter in there, but I don't know. You wouldn't want much more bitter than this. It almost has like a big dry hop sourness to it, but there is a little bit of bitterness in there. I think the balance is just right. I think if someone wants to try sour IPA, I think don't go nowhere under 30 IBUs or 20 IBUs, and make sure that you do a big steep on it at around 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's how you minimize your IBUs while getting the flavor. The taste on it's great. I mean, it's very grapefruity too. Extremely drinkable. Big grapefruit, orange. Yeah, it's unbelievable how good this is. I think this is one of the best beers I've made in a while.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
It's kind of difficult to do this. It's kind of difficult to get the bitterness level right, especially when you're souring. So I did the steps well. I executed everything well. Souring with 2 row grain can be a little risky because you could enter in some wild bacteria that you don't want. I'm glad I was able to keep it 112 degrees Fahrenheit because I think that helps. You're going a little lower at 100 degrees. Other stuff could get in there. But, in that 112 range, you're going to inhibit the other bad stuff getting in, the isovaleric acid and butyric acid, which is sinky bad stuff. This is great. I would love to do this again and scale it up. I don't think I would make too many changes. I just want to do it just to have it on tap. Maybe change to hops on it. Maybe try, some Galaxy or Eldorado or something, a lot more fruity punch to it. But other than that, I don't think I changed anything on this, honestly. It's perfect, at least for me. I say everyone get out there and try one of these things. They're really enjoyable, especially the way it is getting a little warmer right now. You won't be unhappy. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the original brew day. I'll link it in the description below, as I said. And the recipe down there as well, so you can see the process. And yeah, get out there and just keep getting weird.